I'm Nadia Ely, and welcome to today's discussion about Dominion Energy's Strategic Underground Program, which aims to increase the overall reliability of our customers' electrical service. We've created this podcast to showcase the program's benefits and highlight those who continuously innovate the program and the strides it's making. It features subject matter experts who share their SUP expertise and experiences. In this episode, SUP Project Manager Brian Horsley, SUP Marketing and Communications Coordinator Kristy Edwards, and Team Fishel Construction Supervisor and Foreman Jordan Murphy walk us through the ins and outs of providing exceptional customer service during various phases of our underground projects. Thank you all for being with me. Kristy, I'm going to start with you. We recently went through a current list of customer feedback in your area, and I'd love to have you walk me through the steps of assessing both the negative and positive feedback you receive.
When we receive these calls, it's important that we listen to our customers and make sure that we are taking action immediately and solving their problem the best way that we can. So one thing that I like to do is once I've listened to the customer, I immediately input their feedback in our sums system so that we can keep track of the situation going on in the field. Once I do that, I make sure that I contact the correct department to help us solve this problem. So once I notify the correct team member to get eyes on it, they are often either already in the field and will go over that day, or sometimes they are in the office and they'll head out and take a look at it to address it with the customer. Our contractors are really great at handling things right away and taking action as quickly as possible. Another thing we like to do is as we're resolving these issues, we keep a running record in our system about what's going on and what we're doing to resolve that situation. We like to make sure that we document everything because sometimes they can be a lengthy process. Once that's resolved, we follow up with the customer. We make sure that they're happy. We make sure there's nothing else we can do, and we close that situation out, making sure we've documented everything along the way. We love getting positive feedback, and that's something that we take pride in. So when we do get the positive feedback, we let the customer know that we appreciate the information, and we like to share that information with our contractors or whoever they've called out in that feedback to make sure they know that we're doing things right and we're getting things done quickly and accurately for our customers. We like to ensure that our customers are satisfied, and the most important thing to us in our program is to make sure that we are committing ourselves to communicating with them successfully and getting the job done.
Thank you, Kristy. That was a very thorough answer, and I love how communication heavy the SUP team is. Jordan, I'm going to turn to you now. The team recently received feedback from a customer saying that she agreed to have a transformer on her property, but during construction, her drainage ditch and some plants were disruptive. How did you go about resolving this issue, and was the customer satisfied with the end result? And how do SUP contractor partners stay on top of all these situations?
We were notified by our customer relations coordinators. We have one assigned to us for each project in Team Fishel. We went out there, we talked with the customers ourselves. We got on it as fast as we could and got exactly what she was looking for. We were able to clean out her drainage ditch to make sure that it had flow of water, and told her that if she had any issues to give us a call. That way we could get it fixed. And the plants, we were able to undisturb them. There was some areas that had landscaping board that was moved, and we replaced those to make sure she was satisfied. The way we keep on top of it is by utilizing our team around us, communicating with our customer relations coordinators. We make sure that we keep clean job sites as we go through the job sites and when they're done.
Thank you so much, Jordan. Brian, this question's for you. We're all familiar with the supply chain challenges so many industries are facing, including our own. How are you working together with your team to field our customers' concerns as they relate to the supply chain situation? And have you gotten a lot of complaints around that?
Hey, thanks, Nadia. So once again, communication throughout the entire process of our projects is key to keeping our customers informed. All of our customers are aware of supply chain issues. We hear a lot of positive feedback from our customers. They're very understanding. One of the things that they appreciate is, number one, that we're moving forward with our projects, at least getting the conduit and conductors installed with temporary conductor coverings. That's about 90% of our project that we complete in the first phase while we're waiting on these transformers. Along with that, restoration is an ongoing process throughout the entire project. Customers are very, very happy to see that we're completing restoration leading up to the end of phase one while we wait on phase two before the transformers come in. So we work very well with the customers communicating. Our CRC team for the vendor fields a lot of questions during construction, as do our construction crews. But for the most part, working together, communicating, providing prompt restoration, and responding to customers' concerns or updates seems to be working very well and have a very understanding group of customers.
That seems to be the consensus across the board, Brian. Thanks for sharing. For the last question, I'd like to direct it to all of you. The SUP teams receive an overwhelming amount of positive feedback. What is something you've heard feedback-wise from a customer that stuck with you and potentially helped you in your day-to-day interactions while you're helping other customers? Kristy, I'll go ahead and start with you.
Thanks, Nadia. We actually just had a really great customer interaction on one of our projects. This individual called Brian and left him a voicemail, letting him know that when she came into town and saw the work that had been done on her property, she was just overwhelmingly pleased with how everything went. This customer did not live in the area. She just owned property and had the most wonderful things to say about construction and how well they did to not disturb the crops that the farmer has on her property, and how pleased she was with everything. She continued to discuss the project and how the right-of-way agents were so informative and so easy to work with, and that knowing that she was from out of town, they made sure they gave her ample time to get there to meet with her and explain things throughout the process. They walked the property with her and they presented her with the plan, and she was just very happy that they took the time to make sure she was at ease, comfortable with everything that was going on, knowing that she wasn't going to be present at all times. And my takeaway from that is we do a lot of projects in some pretty rural areas, and we have to remember that not everybody is local. So it's important that we are treating each customer with respect. They may not be able to come out the very next day to meet with us or to talk with us, and we need to be mindful of that, and we need to make sure we're going above and beyond to be informative with them, because these types of feedback don't come often, but when they do, it's really important that we take pride in that and share it with everybody within our teams and let them know this is the exact thing that we want to be doing. We want all of our customers to feel this pleased with the program when we're done.
Great points, Kristy. Brian.
Nadia, I would have to say with the same customer Kristy just spoke about, one of our core targets is property respect. Our contractor does an excellent job. A lot of the property owners are simply amazed at the minimal property impact based off of our trenchless technology, also known as guide drilling or tunneling. Customers are just very happy with the minimal property impact as well as the prompt restoration, again, that's ongoing during our construction phases.
On a day-to-day basis, from the construction standpoint, we go into these people's yards and we have to remember that we need to treat their yards and their properties as if it was our own, treating it as if it were our house that was getting disturbed. Making sure that we keep that in mind is really what helps us get this positive feedback, and remaining on with our communication to the customer, making sure that they're aware of what's going on before we bring equipment into their yard, dig pits, just communicating and following up with what we say, standing true to our word.
I love that, standing true to our word. It's just something we do every day. Kristy, Brian, Jordan, any other final points you'd like to drive home?
Nadia, I'll chime in one last time. I just would like to say that I think between Dominion and contractors, we do a really good job creating this team effort to make sure that our customer is satisfied from start to finish. Team Fishel, the contractors that Brian and I work with, I feel like we have a great relationship with them, and I think that's why it works so well. We feel like we can call them and they will do everything they can to get out there and resolve any issues, and we appreciate that.
Totally agree with that. Thank you, Kristy. One of the things, Nadia, that, like Kristy said, we do pride ourselves on having open communications with our vendor, Team Fishel. Their communications teams promptly address any calls, concerns customers might have. It works very well.
At this time, I'd like to thank Kristy Edwards, Brian Horsley, and Jordan Murphy for their expertise and participation. Learn more about the Strategic Underground program at dominionenergy.com/underground. Thanks for listening, and be on the lookout for future episodes. I'm Nadia Ely.